welcome back to Salty Sunshine, where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
I'm doing good. How are you? Welcome back, everyone. There's so
I'm
much to talk
good.
about. You
So
good?
much to talk about last night. I thought was great. We
I
have differences of opinion.
I give it a 3.5 out of 10. Love Island reunion.
Like,
3.5
I just
out of
think you're
10.
being harsh, and I don't know what
Okay,
you watch,
let's
but
talk about a few other things before we get into it, because then once we start talking about it, we can't stop, per usual. Right? What's going on over there? Did you start Emily in Paris?
I haven't started it yet.
Okay, has it taken forever since the last season? Because I don't remember if I saw the last season.
Um, it's the same season, but in parts.
No, this is the first half of the fourth season.
I thought, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember if I saw the third season in its entirety, because when I saw the recap at the beginning of season 4, episode 1, I was like, wait, I don't remember all this. I don't remember her being pregnant. I don't remember them getting married or him asking her to marry the blonde girl. I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, it does seem like a while from the last time I saw it.
Like, if I think of the last thing I saw was when she knocked on his door and then the girl was in there when she was gonna like go back to him and say, "Oh, I'm not leaving. Like, I want to be with you," and then he was back with the blonde girl. I was like,
That's
"Oh
literally the first season.
no, I don't know." Anyways, I saw like one episode, and the best part of the show are the outfits. Let's keep it real. This love triangle, I'm not here for it. It annoys the crap out of me, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, everyone agrees that we're not watching for the plot.
Yeah. I love the way they dressed though. I'm like, oh, can you just send all that over to me?
Yeah, I can't actually stand like the character Emily, but I
Oh, I
just watch
like
for the
her.
ambiance. No, I think she's a
I
little dumb.
I like her, but I feel like if I like, I try to put myself in other people's shoes. So like I feel like if I was her and I like this guy so much, I would like be miserable. Like I couldn't sit in that space of just like being friends and like cheering on the relationship. It's like, no.
Most people wouldn't, and that's why she's so frustrating. That's my
Yeah.
point, is like she sucks.
Well, did you know that her dad is Phil Collins?
I don't know who that is.
Oh my god, you're gonna have everyone watching me like, what? Phil Collins. You know his songs. I can feel it coming in the air.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a classic, like he's a big deal back in the day. That's her dad. I had no idea. Her name is Lily Collins in real life, and that's her dad. I was like, what? Why didn't I know this?
Oh, I didn't know she was a Nepo.
Yes. So, and she wrote a memoir before she joined the cast of Emily in Paris. She has a book about her
Hmm.
life. So cool, right?
Because, like, I guess her life, she was like going on tour with her dad or something.
Well, she apparently he wasn't the best dad, like he wasn't around that much, and they had an
Mm.
estranged relationship for a little bit. So I don't know exactly, but she also has said in the book she had an eating disorder and worked through that and stuff. So that might be interesting to read. I love a memoir, but
Interesting.
yeah,
I had no
um,
idea she was a Nepo baby. I feel like so many people are Nepo babies, and I have no idea.
yeah, yep, it's so true. And I love when people are like, well, they would have got there anyways. It's like, no, talent has nothing to do with getting anywhere. I mean, it all depends. There's so much involved, but like, it really does take knowing someone to know someone or meet someone or
Mm-hmm.
it's like, it really does take that to kind of like,
It's everything.
it's everything. It
Yeah.
puts you in the spotlight. Like, come on. It makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, back to It Ends With Us. When Colleen Hoover was on Watch What Happens Live, I forgot to mention last week, she said that the Verity book is also being made into a movie or series.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was announced a couple months ago after this movie, and everyone was like, Blake Lively would have been a better pick for Verity, not for Lily.
why? I think she did a great job.
That's an opinion of yours. We clearly have conflicting opinions on a lot of the
Have you
stuff.
listened to the toast and Claudia and Jackie go back and forth and the team Blake? You haven't been listening?
Like they're opposite teams?
No, they're both on Team Blake.
Oh.
At first,
I heard that.
Claudia was on team that guy, and then she's like, no, 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 hold on, like, what do you want from this poor girl?
Mm, I can't
you,
agree.
I agree with Claudia though, because I too, as Claudia, am not what they call today's feminist. Like, I'm just a person, and if I agree with you, I agree with you, and I don't hate you because you're a woman. I don't like you because you're a woman. I don't believe you because you're a woman. It's just like person to person, what makes sense, whatever. And then she's like, nobody hates women more than women, and it's so true because like who this feud, it's all women. The men watching this movie and reading the book, they're not part of this crap. Like they made up something to hate on Blake because that's what women do. And especially in this environment with social media that we're in, it's like, again, what about all the other movies that have domestic violence? There's no freaking trigger warning. Like, shut up. Like, it's just like they're coming at her and making this all up just because they can't stand that she's gorgeous, you know?
Well, it's working on me because I'm not a fan of her anymore.
Oh my gosh.
She just like, I've never seen her in interviews, and that's the thing. Most people haven't. And now all these interviews are coming out of her, and you're just like, oh, she's kind of tone deaf, not that great. She's all me, me, me. She's
What are you talking about? I don't
kind of
know.
cringe.
No. Okay. You know The Quiet Place, that movie that you have to be really quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't watch it because the anxiety is like through the roof. I'm like, I can't. Like, if there's a baby, like you can't say a word, right? There's a challenge on TikTok. Have you seen it with a cat? Everybody grabs their cat. They're like, this is me and Miso, and we're gonna see if we would survive the quiet place. And they grab the cat and they run one way and they run the other way with the
Oh my
cat.
gosh.
I'm obsessed. I watch that shit all day long. It's so funny because some cats, they're just like bobbing their head while they're, and then other cats are like, meow, meow.
Oh, I have seen that. I saw it with the seals, and they're like flopping forward, and some of the seals like smack their belly, and then some of them are like quiet ploppers.
The cat one, I'm obsessed. And they're like, okay, I'm holding you this way, and the cat's making noise. They're like, oh, they say if you hold it this way, it'll be quiet. And then they do it, and the cat's quieter. This is the kind of shit I live for. Oh my god. All the cats are like bobbing their heads, like people are running with them all over the house. I can't. It's so funny.
That's why TikTok's amazing.
TikTok for the animals is everything.
Yeah.
If they can get off the psychics out of there and ban them, it would be even better, you know. The fake psychics, shall I say. This really sad story. A woman in Arizona, she veered off. An adventure loving real estate agent killed after car goes off a 1,000-foot cliff. Her dog was in the car and he survived and she died. Oh, it's so sad.
Oh.
It's a miracle. She was 39, she was traveling and her car went off the cliff, and they say that maybe the dog, because it was able to like bounce or something, they found the dog like next to her when they found her.
That poor baby.
Oh my god, it's the saddest thing. I'm telling you, I hate mountains. I hate that whole thing.
We're never gonna agree on this.
I hate a
Again,
mountain.
today's just like not a
I
good
hate a
day for us.
mountain. I hate a cliff. Listen, Brianna, cheers to agree to disagree.
On everything today.
Well, they're just opinions. We're not the same people. What fun would that be if we agreed on everything?
Right.
So it says when Chrissy rolled her car, CJ, the dog, must have bounced out. And when the rescuers got the location, they found CJ next to her body. It's a German Shepherd. They're thinking that the dog was able to like bounce out of the car while it was like going down. I don't know. That's insane. Oh, that's just so sad. What a freak accident.
I always wonder why there's no like railings though on mountains.
Seriously.
It's just like wide open. Like,
I mean, listen, we're not cats. Like, we fall. We don't bounce. We're not agile. Like, we're done. We're not.
well,
You
especially
can't.
cars. There's so many car crashes all the time.
Even like these people that take hikes and take photos off a cliff, there's no room for a mistake. You slip, you're done. Like, you're done. And if you don't die, you're going to be in really bad shape. So you might as well die. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, I think most die. I watched a documentary on freehand rock climbing. You would hate it.
Free.
It's
Oh,
like rock climbing that you put with the belt, but they're doing it without any security. It's just free hands.
but why? Like, why? Like, you want bad
In the
stuff to happen.
documentary, they talk about like how half their friends have died from it.
Okay, exactly. So why do it? Why do it?
They want the thrill, or it's not worth living.
That makes zero sense.
Well, yeah, to you, someone who doesn't seek thrill in any way, shape, or form.
You know what my thrill is? Being grateful to be alive and in one piece.
Yeah.
My thrill is a Colleen Hoover book. My thrill is doing this podcast and laughing. Thrill.
Love different thrills.
So, wait, what was I going to say? You just reminded me of something. Oh, remember that podcast that we heard? Was he a music producer or something? And he talked about like how he went on like that journey to do the mountain climbing.
I don't know.
You heard him on the Skinny Confidential?
I don't remember the story, so.
Well, you know, he tried to make it in music and he finally did. He's like a producer or whatever, but he took like a year off or two and he walked all the way from wherever he lives, like to wherever the mountain was. Like it was like whatever, how long. And when he finally got there and he was finally gonna like do the mountain or he did half of it or whatever it was, he got bit by a snake, a poisonous snake, and it killed everything he just worked for. And they had to rush him to like the emergency room, which took forever because they were in the middle of nowhere. And he was out of pocket for a while, like recovering. And then he went back and he finished it after.
He went back?
Yeah.
Why?
Because people are seeking things. I've never had that itch. Like I found what I need to find. I'm not seeking this baloney, so I don't need to put myself in danger.
Right, like at that point, so people just push it. Like, you got bit by a snake. Do you really care to finish? Like, it's not that big of a deal.
He could have died.
Right.
For sure.
Let's try to die again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like half and half. I like to have fun, but I'll like go seek stuff. But
I hope you have your mother's voice in the back of your head being like, is this worth it? Let me take this precaution. If I go here, I could do that. Like, be safe about, like, be smart about it. I didn't go through all this to be like, you know, a tragic mother. Let's round out the stories and we'll get right into Love Island reunion with one more dog story. This family that bred, you know, the Cane Corso, that huge dog, right? You know that dog? They were breeding them, right? Which I hate breeders. I think it's gross, but they were breeding them and they had like 3 or 4 dogs in their backyard and they have a 9-year-old daughter, and the 9-year-old daughter went out to the back to turn off like a water hose or something that they told her to do. She got mauled by 2 of the dogs and they killed the poor girl.
Oh my gosh, that sounds horrifying.
Horrific. Like, I don't know. I know the pit bull thing, and this is the thing. Some people are like, I see dogs are like, oh, the pit bulls are so scary. It's like, there's a certain pit bull and a mix. Like, I don't find them scary because they're not the pit bull I'm thinking. Like, the pit bulls I'm thinking of, like with the big head, not the little, not the pocket ones. Like, those don't scare me. Like the big ones that are like, and the Cane Corsos obviously scare me. Like big dogs in general, but like those particular, like, I just don't trust them around little kids and even myself.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard of a couple mall stories. Like, they just, like, turn on their owner.
It is... I'll never put myself in that position. I don't care. They're dog, especially if you have them living outside. Like, it also depends how you treat them. Like, if they're little babies in the house, they act different. Like, if you have them as a guard dog and you're going to trust that dog? Like, no.
Right.
No.
You're, like, breeding them and leaving them outside. They're not, like, part of the family.
They said they don't know why the dog attacked. Obviously, you're not going to know because dogs don't talk. So,
right.
It's really sad. I mean, a little 9-year-old. That's insane.
Ew, can you imagine? It's a terrible death.
And it happens far too often. It happens so much. Like,
Yeah, I've heard a couple of stories.
it even
So,
makes me nervous when you see like those videos on TikTok when you have like this big ass dog and the little baby's in front of the face going like this to the dog. I'm like, oh my God, get your kid away from that dog's face.
right, just because like you don't know how they perceive that little baby. Like, do they think it's us? Do they think it's like a weird animal thing? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's so crazy. It's so sad. Anyways,
And it's really sad.
um, all right. Well, Love Island, USA reunion.
Here it
I
is.
I rated a 3.5 because I didn't get any answers. I think, first of all, that stage full of people, like way too chaotic.
There were so many answers. All the answers were there. I don't understand what answer you didn't get.
Oh, really? Okay. How about the three couples that are still together? Where do they live? Are they planning on moving to the same city? Have they met each other's? There's no after reunions. Like, what's happened since? There was zero.
Right. This was more of like recap the
This was a
season.
recap that we already got on movie nights. Like, who cares? And we have already
No,
got a.
this is so different. People's
Okay.
attitudes are different. Like Leah was so like forgiving of everyone until she watched the season and now she's like, I don't fuck with you or you or you.
Okay. How do you feel about the fact of all the fluffer seats? Like, all the people that were there that said zero. Like, why were they on stage?
Yeah, I don't know why they brought Sierra and what's his face? Harrison.
They
I don't think they talked like at all.
most of them didn't talk at all. That black guy,
Yeah.
what's his name? The first one, the really tall one, the cute one.
Yeah, him. He gave like his apology
But he
quick.
had to insert himself. If he wouldn't have said that, he wouldn't have said a word either.
Right. But I will say maybe they asked them because this wasn't live, this was edited. So maybe they did ask them questions and producers were like, this is boring. I just didn't put it in.
Why have them on stage? I mean, it was so dumb. They should have just brought
Yeah.
them out for a section and then taken them off. Like, it was like such a waste. And I was laughing when the girls, when they kept having breaks and the girls would go back and Sierra was like, this is too much. It's too, I'm like, you didn't participate whatsoever. Like, what's too much?
But see, that's what I'm saying. Maybe she did and they just didn't like her part and they didn't put it in.
Right. Cause it's like, what was too much?
Right. Like you didn't talk, you're just like watching everyone. But
It's just too much. It's like,
yeah.
what?
And apparently, like, they were supposed to start filming at 6 and they didn't start until like 10 or something because of drama.
That's what they say. But okay. So let's get into, first of all, there's a clip going around. Cordell fell asleep. Cordell cracks me up. I want to take that guy home. He's so funny. I just want to hang out with him all day. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. He fell asleep. Full on sleep.
And they aired that?
No, people, I guess during the reunion you couldn't, maybe the camera was moving and you couldn't really tell, but they put it on TikTok and he's sleeping. It's so funny.
He's so funny.
No, he's too funny. And then in the beginning when they said hi to Hannah, which again she didn't speak, she's like, "Oh my god, the hate I got for my makeup."
Yeah.
As you should, Hannah, because it was really bad
I saw some clips of like just makeup on the guy's faces.
on Kendall.
Yeah.
He had like it looked like he just ate like one of those powdered donuts.
Yeah.
Ooh, and you could tell she pulled it back a little for the reunion.
Very slightly.
Slightly. And Andrea, she didn't have that disgusting eyeliner she always had on the show. She barefaced.
She barely had makeup on.
I think she really hated the way she looked. Maybe
Yeah.
she looked really bad. I didn't like that. That eyeliner was too much. And Kaylor, I love you, Kaylor. I cannot stand the way she does her makeup. I cannot stand those eyelashes, the hair, all of it. It's like bad.
Honestly, if she just took off the eyelashes, she would look so much younger. She would look her age.
But that
Like
hair was
youthful.
terrible. That hair was terrible.
Yeah. It
She
was
looked
okay.
like Dolly Parton.
Yeah, that's just like a certain style that people like, and it's fine as long as she takes off those eyelashes.
I think it was too much hair. and then too much makeup, too much eyelash.
Yeah.
It was a lot. The whole thing was a lot. I didn't love it.
Yeah, like
But
Lydia barely like she has makeup on, but she doesn't have like crazy eyelashes or anything. Like she just looks
that's why
like
it looks good. It
normal.
looks
Yeah.
fresh. It
She
looks
looks
fresh.
fresh.
It looks young.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks like costumey. Okay, before we get into the couples, Cordell announced that he got an official Cheez-It deal. So cute.
So
Who
proud of him. That's like literally his one goal in life.
And then they show the clip. They didn't show it in the reunion, but they show it on Instagram, TikTok, when he's sitting there with Serena, and she's like, "So what do you do?" And he's like, I want to do this." He's like, "I want to do some partnership." She's like, "With who?" He's like, "Cheese It," and she's laughing. Who would have thought that would turn into like a brand deal? So
I
funny.
know. It's very funny.
Okay, who do you want to talk about first?
Um, okay, Nicole and Kendall.
Okay, it's so weird. I'm like so weirded out.
Okay, I felt like bad for Kendall until this whole thing came out in the reunion, and now I feel bad for Nicole.
I don't feel bad for any of them. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, when we talked about this, when they first came out of the villa, I said this separation that we're seeing has everything to do with that video, which it did. Fine.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sorry, Ariana. This reunion was so bad. She didn't interject. They went on talking forever. She never like moderated. It was so annoying. So that happened. She didn't ask. I have no idea how many times have they spoken. Have they hung out at all since they left? Like, I don't know what's going on. She says they're still
You clearly
together.
weren't listening.
Yes, I was.
No, you
Yes,
weren't, because Nicole literally talked about it. How Kendall hasn't reached out, they haven't talked.
no, but she also says they're still together. So they have to have talked somewhat.
They're still together, but
You can't be
he
together and
was
not talk
like,
for
I
3
wanted to
months.
give us space. Like they literally have not talked. And that was Nicole's frustration, is that like he hasn't reached out to her.
But he said he tried to fly her out. He tried to. She's like, you only did that for the show. It's like, what do you want? Like he tried to get you out, but you didn't want to. It's like, I needed more context.
Right. I do think like Nicole was getting a lot of hate. And Kendall never once like said stop giving her hate, like we're still together, like whatever. Like it made it seem like she left him and he was going out and like
But
going
she
through a
has a
breakup
mouth.
and going through a breakup, what and like partying after a breakup. That's what like Kendall made it seem like.
All right, here's the thing. She's mad because Kendall told her that video was from a very long time ago, and then she found out that he lied because that video was right before he got on the show. He sent it to someone on a dating app, which is so stupid. Why would he do that? But regardless,
I don't know if I believe
why the
that, but
hell is she
continue.
so mad? That is not a terrible lie.
Okay. I think that her angle of it was like so dumb because now we're just focusing on the fact that like that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
The lie wasn't a big deal. He's embarrassed. He kind of just met you, like sorry, but he did.
Yeah.
Like it's fine that he lied about that. It's a very embarrassing thing that came out.
Yeah.
I think the issue is like how he handled it afterward.
But okay, I agree with
Not really
you.
talking to her, letting her get all the hate from it. Like everyone feels bad for him
Okay,
now.
but I agree with you, but they're both at fault here because A, she's being over dramatic. B,
Hmm.
she seems to me she's a perfectly nice girl, but these people are very young and she doesn't have emotional maturity. And somebody that's emotionally mature would talk it seems like it's one of those girls that ignores you, but they want you to figure it all out on your own. But she has this
Yeah,
wall and she won't communicate with him. It's like you can't have it both ways. It's not going to resolve itself. So she's
yeah,
like has this wall up. She won't say anything. She won't do anything. And then she's just like, it's all your fault. It's like, that's not how it works. You get on the phone with him. You talk it out. All this. She doesn't. She's not. She's doing it wrong, and she's not seeing that. Just like she was like doing it wrong in the villa when she was like, "How dare he?" when she was kissing someone else. Like she doesn't have like
right,
rational thoughts.
right. She's not rational at all. I know that one was crazy. It's like you're literally talking to someone else and you're mad now that he
But
isn't
she's
even talking
doing
to
the
someone
same
else.
thing now,
He's
and
just
she's doing it
open.
now. She's doing the same thing
Yeah,
with the situation.
yeah,
You're mad at something you shouldn't be mad at. You should be understanding. You're not letting him in, but you want him to be there.
right. And I thought it was wild that she was like, we're still together. Like, I did not expect that.
How are you still together? I'm surprised he's still with you. I wouldn't want to be with someone like you. Be more open. Be more like
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna last.
I stayed quiet for you. Why stay quiet? Say it. If you're so bothered by it, say it. Be like, look, I don't want to be, I don't want, I'm going to say this. Like, let's talk about it. Like, I'm going to bring this up, whatever. Like, be more involved in she just seems like walled off, and that doesn't get you anywhere.
Right.
Yeah. And she's
Yeah, no,
crying
I
like she's
agree.
the victim. I don't know. What did he do to you?
Yeah. Right, like Kendall's the one going through all of this, and like she is getting a lot of hate and it's hard. But
But she's playing a role in it, and she doesn't want to see that.
yeah. Right, if she would have just hung out with Kendall while
Yeah.
this was happening, she probably wouldn't have gotten as much hate as she's getting now. Like been more
Hello?
supportive, been more like coupley with Kendall, like
Oh, I got to talk to Kendall.
yeah. The way she's handling it isn't great. And then everyone was kind of on Kendall's side.
Because he's communicative. He's like, how can I? He doesn't know how to approach her because she's such a wall,
Yeah.
and everyone's trying to help. There's a reason why everyone's on his side.
Right. And even Janae was like, he's asking us for help on how to approach you.
You're not letting him in.
Yeah.
What do you want him to do? Like, what do you want him to do?
Yeah.
I can't. So again, I change your mind again on Kendall.
I know. I'm always like not really for him and then
I mean, I have nothing against Nicole. It's not that she's horrible or anything. I don't. She has a blind eye to like the real situation, and she could help it instead of making it worse.
right. She's not mature enough yet.
She's just making everything difficult, and she's up there crying like he cheated on her. Like, stop.
That's the other thing. Yeah, she is crying like he cheated and like she like did her so wrong. And it's like he literally just went through something so embarrassing and it's actually really admirable how he's handling it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like acting like the victim. Like you're handling it worse than he is.
You're handling it worse. You're not being understanding. You're saying I love him, but you're shutting him out. You're
Yeah.
just being too difficult. I'm sorry.
Ugh, I
Sorry,
agree.
not sorry. All right, that's them. I don't know. I don't think they'll last. I don't see how that works.
No, I don't think they're gonna last at all.
Again, Ariana should have asked everyone, where do you live? Where are your future plans? Let's go to Leah and Miguel. She didn't ask that. Miguel spoke 2 words. I mean,
Yeah, he didn't talk
we
at all.
we know nothing about their aftermath. She's not. And what about everything in the social media? Why didn't she talk about that? Why didn't she be like, oh, like I saw that you and Rob are you still friendly with Rob? I saw Leah had to cut off Rob. Like there was nothing juicy.
Yeah.
Where Miguel lives overseas. Does he have plans to move here? Like she didn't ask the pertinent questions, which I already knew she wouldn't.
I know, but it's hard because like other seasons ask stuff like that and then I'm like, oh, they didn't talk about any of the drama that I want to know. So it's like
Well, they still didn't talk about the drama. What drama did they talk about?
what do you mean? Yeah, I don't know if we watch the
Okay,
same.
Leah Miguel, we're on them. Anything about them?
I mean, clearly there's nothing on them.
Okay,
Andrea. Talk about
okay.
Andrea.
She didn't ask the pertinent questions. Andrea, have you talked to Rob since you left the villa? Have you talked on the phone? Have you text? What happened there?
What are
Have
you
you seen?
talking about? She literally asked that question.
No. And what was the
She said,
answer?
have you seen each other since the villa?
Uh
And they
huh.
haven't.
Why not? Have you talked on the phone?
They did say why not, and Rob got really awkward
All
about
Rob
it.
said that he saw videos of her and it turned him off. That's not an answer.
That is an answer. He got the ick. That is the answer.
I don't think like, but he did say on Call Her Daddy that he spoke to her. So what was the conversation?
Pretty much, he got the ick. It was pretty clear.
And then with Cassie, Rob and Cassie. Oh, we're just friends. Why are you just friends? You guys were intimate. You didn't try to go on a date. Like, there was no real like aftermath questions.
I guess you're just asking for too much. I think
I need it.
it
I
was
need
like
you.
pretty obvious.
Fine, whatever.
But with Andrea,
Yes.
Leah was like super nice to Andrea, and so she like saw all the stuff that Andrea was saying. And
Yeah.
now she like doesn't follow her and she was like kind of standing up for herself.
Yeah.
Um
Because
and then
Andrea
everyone
thought Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Andrea thought because Rob was so into her and she was so into him, she thought she was gonna leave the show and everyone was gonna be on her side and like poo poo Leah. And when that whatever she was giving didn't work, now she's like tail between her legs. Like she was just like talking so much shit. She's two faced, blah blah blah. I can have the man. I let you have him. Like all that stupidity. It backfired on her, and now
Yeah.
she's just like a broken.
Yeah. She
Yes,
wasn't as like snarky at the reunion. Obviously, because she sees like everyone's on Leah's side and like not her side.
it's not
And even
about size.
Janae was like, huh?
It's not about size. I think they just she doesn't what she thinks is giving like that energy. It's not.
Yeah.
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 It's like when
She
a guy
does.
thinks he's so hot and then he realizes no one thinks he is. Like it's that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I feel like the Andrea part was good.
But Rob wouldn't even look at her. Like it was really uncomfortable. Like what was going on there? Can't they be friendly like him and Cassie? I mean, him and Cassie had sex for
Yeah, except for the fact that Andrea is always talking about how into Rob she is. I would feel weird around her. She had a
well,
weird little obsessive thing, and like, it's different if it's like you're really into them with your friends and by yourself, but she was like saying it on the internet so much. Like, she's weird.
and he probably didn't even see all of it because a lot of them are lives. So if he didn't come across someone that recorded it,
Exactly.
but she
Exactly.
did.
So he's just like weirded out by her.
But even on stage, then she's like, "I liked him so much, and it was so real." And it was, I'm like, "Stop talking, stop
That's what I'm
talking."
saying. Like, you said it enough. The feelings were not mutual. Like, just stop.
Well, he acted like they were mutual at the time.
Right, but clearly, like, it's not.
Okay,
So,
let's wrap up the Andrea situation with the completely unnecessary 10-minute video of their stupid ass decision. I did not need to see all that.
okay, I thought it was funny that they said that they showed the entire thing with no cuts because that's what everyone on the internet was asking for.
That
And
was
it did
such a.
clear
It
Leah's
didn't clear
name.
anything up. It was like a waste of
It cleared
time.
Leah's name. Everyone was saying she didn't take a back seat, like she was the driver, whatever. Liv was clearly the driver. She talked the entire time.
Liv is the most annoying human being. I stand by that. I'm sorry. I could not. She's so annoying. She's so like bossy. Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And you sit down and what do I'm gonna say that it's like shut up. Even when Kaylor and Aaron were talking, she was in the middle. Like, shut up. This has nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. I
Yeah,
wanted
she is
Aaron
really
to be like,
bossy.
why are you talking? I'm not talking. Like, this is not your relationship.
It's also crazy when it's like she has no part in anything unless she's like being bossy about someone else because she didn't find a relationship. So like that's
Ugh.
the only way she has an input.
Someone needs to tell her. A really good friend of hers needs to tell her, you need to work on this part of yourself because nobody can handle that. Like, nobody wants that.
Yeah, I think that's why every guy was like turned off by her.
You're so annoying.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, okay. So that whole video, I found it very I was the whole time I was watching that because it was so long. I was thinking, what are the people in the audience must be so awkward? Like, oh my gosh. Like not the audience, the people them. The cast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could see their faces in the reaction.
It was really weird how they were talking about Nicole and like how she had just kissed Miguel and like she really and then she kept saying Miguel was more her physical type.
Right, and Kendall's just like, okay.
um okay.
Yeah, that part was funny. And Rob must feel so stupid
Why?
because like believing Liv and like being
When
so rude to Leah about it.
did you see when Rob, Leah, and Liv were going back and forth? He's like, it was a misunderstanding. It's like you didn't say she might have taken a backseat. You said that she said she did or whatever. Like Liv got so aggressive with Rob. Like
Yeah,
stop
she
it.
shut him down. She's like, we're not talking about that.
She's like, shut up. And you saw his face. He was like, she's so aggressive. I can't stand it. Like I don't like her. I don't like. It's not her. I don't know her. I don't want to watch her. Like she bothers me.
Yeah,
The aggression and the bossiness. I can't.
yeah. And she was in the wrong and like she like can't admit it.
She's in the wrong, and she can't admit it without putting you down. Like she can't. Like
Yeah.
Rob was like, oh my god. He's like, whoa. I pretended to like you on there. Thank God I didn't do that.
Right.
But yeah, she's too much. And then, okay, let's talk about Aaron. I'm gonna say justice for Aaron. I actually feel for him. I
Yeah,
wish
I saw your comment on his video.
I feel for him. I think people again take everything too far. He's a
Yeah,
human being. He's on Love Island. It's a dating show. That's what they're there to do. And it's like, okay, you know what, Kaylor? You didn't appreciate what he did. You know what you do? You drop him as a boy. You drop him as a whatever. But that's it. Like this, fuck you and all. That is so uncalled for and so unclassy. And if that's how you talk to the guys you're dating, good luck with you and Liv because that's disgusting.
I
You
know.
don't
Both of
treat
them are so aggressive.
you don't treat people like that and think you're going to get a good outcome. You have to have respect for people, and that's messed. Especially someone you're intimate with. You don't talk to them like that. That's uncalled for. You could just say, "I don't appreciate it. Like I'm not on board. Like this is not the kind of relationship I want." That's a mature person. What you're doing is acting like a little idiot because you're the one that took it back 15 times instead of doing what Serena did and be like, "F off. I'm done with you." And then like once you forgive him, like stop bringing it up. Like just forgive him and be happy.
Right. Like, she still really hasn't grown up too much.
She's going about it all wrong.
Yeah, and when,
I wish you would
when,
just shut up and be happy with him because we know deep down she's like into him. Like, shut
right.
up. Like, get
Well,
over it.
hello, she was with him in New York. So
Right?
she, like, acts like she's not with him, and then they see each other in New York, and she stays with him in New York. Like, she definitely already saw everything. So
No,
she's
she
just,
didn't.
like, back and forth still.
What?
Hmm?
Why did they break up for the last time? Because she kept watching the show. That's
Yes.
what she said.
But she saw the show, and they saw him in New York for the reunion, and stayed with him in the hotel. So she's, like, just back and forth still. Literally has him as her screensaver at the reunion.
Here's the thing. He hooked up with another girl. It's a dating show. She flipped out and then she forgave him. At that point, you have to be like, I'm cutting my losses. Like, I want to be with you. And like, who cares? This would never happen in real life because you're never going to be in that situation anyway. So let's
Well,
just get
it's the
over it.
lying part that was the issue.
But they
If you would
they
have came
rumin
clean.
but they ruminated over that so many times already. It's like let it go. Like you're ruining the relationship. That's too much stress for a relationship that early on.
Right.
Like
Which
if
is
you
why they're
see
not going to
Serena,
last.
when Serena saw that Cordell pick chose her and she got over that hump, she like let it go because the more you talk about it, the worse you're gonna mess up your relationship.
Right. They don't like dwell on the past.
You can't. Kaylor had to like flip out and then let it go. Because you know what? He chose you. He came back without her and he chose you. So that has to be enough for you, along with knowing the situation's weird. And then you move on and be happy. Like you're causing so much stress. Now you can never be with him because now it's toxic.
Right.
Now you ruined everything.
I thought it was so funny when Aaron started talking about how he's like, I lied about, and he was listing the stuff. And one of the things is that he put his hand down her pants. And literally, the girls that I was watching it with, we were all like, this is the first time I heard about that.
No. And when they were in Casa and Danielle in the morning came into the bathroom, she's like, yeah, he was all over me. He put his hand in my pants. That was shown. That
Well,
wasn't news
clearly
to me.
Kaylor felt the same way because she freaked out and she was like, you never told me about this. Like,
She freaked out about everything.
yeah. And she was like, why didn't you tell me this 3 days when we were in New York 3 days ago?
I'm sorry, Kaylor. What kind of a man do you think is going to want to stay in a hotel room with you and fight about this all night? Oh, me? Like nobody. Like, come on,
Right.
you have
She's
to
like
use some.
being very unrealistic about
I
it.
wouldn't do. If I did that, I wouldn't tell the guy I was with the only night I'm with you at a hotel. I'm not doing it either.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. She's so immature and unreasonable, and she's young. I get it, but
Yeah.
she's not thinking this through.
Yeah. And she like kind of thinks like she's now matured and she's like this boss babe yelling
And
about
now,
how she's like, I'm single. And it's like, I'm sure you'll talk to him again.
his mom watching her say "f you" on national TV to her son. You think she's ever gonna be with that guy? Like, no. Like that's nasty. Like
Yeah.
she was nasty to him, and you don't have for you. You can be offended without being nasty.
Yeah.
Like that was disgusting behavior on her part. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is. Like you
She
can't.
needs to learn how to control her emotions for her own sake. Like, not blurt out just because that's how you feel.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she went about it all wrong. I feel bad for him in the sense that this is a TV show and like he's just a person. Like, oh my God. It's like
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, did you see Daniela, her post about like she's crying and talking about suicide?
Yeah. Bullying.
Yeah. I wonder, I think it's like she said multiple people. So I think it's like Aaron, Andrea, like they're getting so much hate.
But why don't
And
they just
he
turn
just
off the
posted that
comments?
video. He just posted that video of like how he hit like his therapist tips
Hmm.
and being out in the country. So he's
And he's with
clearly
his
going through it.
mom. Oh, and his mom looks so sweet. She's like, my poor boy.
I know, he's like clearly going through it.
He made a decision that was a mistake, but it's a TV show that you're making out with everybody. Give me a come on.
Yeah.
They're treating him like he's what's that guy from Perfect Match that was with Jessica from Love Is Blind? Like that guy's a player, disgusting.
Yeah.
What they're treating
Harry?
Harry Styles. Styles?
Harry
No,
Jowsey?
Harry Jowsey. They're treating Aaron like he's Harry, and he's not. He's not.
Yeah.
Harry deserves to be treated that way. Harry's a dog.
And everyone
Disgusting.
loves him.
No, Harry's gross. Like he's a ugh, he's nasty. Aaron's not like that. He liked a girl that was cute and he's on a show. He's like, "Okay, let me see what this is about." Like it's not you people are crazy. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
people
people
are
are
crazy.
nuts. And they should turn their comments off. Turn your comments off.
That's what Andrea did. But I don't know, this show has a history of like bad mental health after like more than other reality
But it's
shows.
not the show. It's the public people giving
No,
them
I
the
know, but for some reason this show has had multiple people who have like committed. So I don't know what it is about this show, but they have like a bad track
you're
record of
exposing
like
yourself
mental health afterwards.
you're exposing yourself a lot.
I know, but there's like other reality shows. Like I don't
No,
understand why it's this show.
no, because this one's like 24/7, like you're just being yourself, talking a lot. Like
That's true.
it's a lot more involved than these other shows. They don't expose them that much. Um no, it's not the same, but I do remember him doing a video with his mom talking about all that and saying like I could tell you like what we're going through, but I can't for legal reasons.
Oh,
He said that.
I do think it's awful and it must be so hard for the entire nation to make fun of your personality. And I'm talking about Andrea. Like like people are just making fun of like Aaron and what he did, but people are literally going after her personality and this must be so hard. It's really like who you are.
I understand how that's hard for a lot of people. I personally wouldn't give a crap because I know how crazy people how nonsensical it is. It's just nonsense. Like your opinion just really doesn't matter because you're not a sane person for you to come after people online. You're not
That's the thing,
sane.
like I have never thought about ever commenting on someone's posts and
Yeah.
like being rude to them.
I
Like,
barely
even
comment.
if I thought poorly of them, like it's just like I'm not gonna sit there and like
I
write
actually will
something.
go to comment something even if it's a dog video and I'll refrain because all the responses are like it's too much notifications after I don't want to get them. It bothers me. So like I won't comment
Right.
because it's like a lot of aftermath.
Right. But these are people who like they're literally people who have no lives. They're literally
Yeah.
sitting there like behind their computer or their phone
Yeah.
commenting.
I
They
felt
want
bad.
those
I thought that was
notifications.
I think they had a beautiful relationship in there, Kayla and Aaron, and I think it's really unfortunate that she can't have more respect for him, even though he disrespected her in a way in there. Like you still don't come at each other like that, and I think it's like it's so icky. Like you had such a nice union, and then
Yeah. And also like you know how they went on the BFF podcast? And did you see that he was like my grandfather or grandma,
yes,
one of them,
yes,
died 4 hours before?
mm-hmm. And all
No
she cares
wonder,
about,
because he looked like he wasn't there the
yeah,
whole
he's like, this
interview.
is too much.
I wish he shouldn't even, he should not have gone on the interview.
4 hours before what? The grandfather
The
died when?
podcast, his grandfather died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, you're still shitting on me, even though like I was down so bad. Like my grandfather literally just died 4 hours before. And she was like, I sent my condolences, but like, I mean, I do agree, like that doesn't like dismiss your behavior. Like you did what you did. But
But I did what I did, but you
he
chose
shouldn't
to.
have been on the podcast. That should have been his decision.
I wish you would have turned to Taylor and be like, listen, this is a dating show, and I get I messed up our relationship in a way with choosing that, but I didn't kill someone. And if you choose to forgive me because you really like me and I really like you and I chose you, this kind of behavior from you is unacceptable. Like, I wish you would have put her in her place in a way, because it's like, I didn't put a gun to your head and tell you to keep messing with me. You
Right.
chose to mess with me, and you're an adult and you have the choice. So if you choose that, like, have some respect. And like,
Right.
why are you choosing it? So we can fight all day? Like, what's the point?
Yeah. And like at one point they were still together on the BFF podcast,
Yeah.
and you're still shitting on him. So it's like such a weird dynamic.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, women need to understand, like, you have to make the relationship better going forward, not worse. Because it's already fragile from
Yeah.
the situation. Like, make it a positive switch.
Yeah. Like you're just together to fight. Like it's like a weird.
Right. Just break
Oh,
up.
oops.
And then Kenny and Janae also barely spoke about their
Yeah. I
relationship.
mean, huh?
They barely spoke about their plans, their relationship. I mean, he said that he asked her
Well,
to be
yeah,
his
they're like
girlfriend. Okay, great.
official now, I guess.
Do they live in the same place? I don't
Yeah, like
know.
obviously you guys are together.
I don't think they live
Yeah.
in the same place though.
I don't know where he lives.
I think he lives in Dallas. That's why he hangs out with Kendall a lot.
Yeah.
But she doesn't, right?
Does he live in LA? I don't know where she lives.
I don't think she lives in LA. I know Serena does. I don't know.
I don't know.
Again, no
Really
current.
grown on me. I really like him.
Kenny?
Yeah.
Kenny's like MVP.
Yeah.
Kenny is a genuinely nice, cool, decent individual. I love him. And he's
I
like
love
even
him. He has
keel.
manners. He was raised well.
He has manners. He loves women. He's like cool. He's not like up and down. Like, I like that. An even keel, chill, nice, all around guy.
But he's not boring. Like the way he like gets into the drama sometimes with his girlfriend. Like so cute.
Yeah, he's like not moody. He could take a joke. He gets his. I love that. I love Kenny,
Yeah.
Mr. Office Depot guy with his dressing. He's like, he works at Kinko's. He's so cute.
I know. He's always like business casual. He's a cutie.
He's so cute. I love him. So yeah, Janae got very lucky, and Janae's attitude towards Connor and the other guy, it's like, again, let it go. If they didn't drop your ass, you wouldn't be with Kenny.
Yeah, I think she's like a little too.
Attitude-y.
Yeah, like just forgive, forget. Like it's not that big of a
And they
deal.
didn't do anything to you that bad. Like, oh my god, people are taking things like so crazy.
No grudge.
Rob,
As in Koi, her face was not having it.
yeah. But why are you so mad? You should be happy.
Right, like I feel like when you're in a happy relationship, that kind of stuff like doesn't bother you anymore.
And that kind of stuff is what got you to where you are. Hello.
Right, like thank God Connor left you.
Do people not put that together? If A doesn't happen, you don't get to B. Hello.
Right. They didn't show you these terrible true colors of them that you like you would still be with them.
When Rob was saying, I just wanted to know if Leah did that because at the time I still liked her. It's like, are you kidding me? What do you mean you still liked her? You dumped her ass for another girl in such a way that there's no way you were like, you did not still like her. Shut up.
Right. I know.
That is a pure lie.
You literally chose another girl, so
And chose her hard.
yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Because
no, Rob is just
when Liv stole you from Leah, you like Leah then way more than Liv because you were telling her to meet you at the dock in secret because you didn't like Liv at all and you wanted to be with Leah. That's when you liked Leah. When you dumped her ass for Andrea, you were not into Leah whatsoever anymore. Ugh, that was annoying.
feels.
You saw Leah's
like
face.
he could have
She's
just
like,
stayed with Leah. Like, can you imagine if he just stayed with Leah? She probably wouldn't have been with Miguel.
if he would have stayed with Leah, no. I wish they would have showed how Leah was the only one that picked Rob at the very first episode. Rob was standing there alone, and she's the only one that picked him.
Right.
It was really, yeah. And they love animals. Leah's totally like would have been really good with him.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like if Andrea just wasn't there, I wonder. But he just has a wandering eye, so I don't think he would have messed it up somehow.
We'll see. I wish they would have asked, "Are you dating anyone?"
Yeah. I know on the Call Her Daddy he said he was gonna take a break from dating,
Oh, all right. Are you
but I
gonna
think it's
dress?
so funny that like Miguel doesn't have to talk because it's literally Leah's just like out there being crazy, and he's just like calm and chill in the background.
You should dress up as Leah and Rob for Halloween overalls, and then you could put like long hair.
That is so rude. She's with
Why? No, but that's more of a costume. It's easier because you can't be Andrea.
I know.
You can be Leah.
Like people bringing up Rob all the time. Like, no, I like Miguel.
Do you think they're gonna last?
I like him. I think they're so cute together. I think they have like a funny, like their personalities go together.
Is he gonna move here? Like they can't be long distance. That's not gonna work.
I know. He could just stay with her. They have a big enough place. I think like all those people were staying with her at one point. Like the
She's
PPG
done
people.
videos of like Serena and Cordell with her family. Like I wonder, like obviously he's probably met her family. Like, do they get along? Like, what do they think? Oh,
Yeah.
I need to write these reunion questions. They don't ask anything. Nothing. Nothing was
They
said.
didn't update.
Nothing was said.
I
Okay,
mean, I
Nicole.
loved the fact that they talked about drama that needed to be hashed.
Okay, Nicole, you're still with Kendall. You guys don't live in the same city. What's the plan? Like, tell me something. Tell me something. I can't.
Well,
Serena and Cordell. Oh, you got a new apartment. I heard Cordell staying with you. What's the plan?
yeah, they didn't really talk to like the winners. Hello.
Nobody said anything. They talked about a few like little topics, but like there's no like
Might have said stuff, but it was edited out because they wanted all the drama in there. Who knows?
okay. Any other thoughts? The Casa More girls went to the back and they're like the bullying and they were like all like whatever. It's like I wonder if it was more than text messages or stuff.
There was one part that I did feel kind of bad for Andrea. Um, Leah was like admitting it. She was like, you know what? I didn't take a backseat. And then Liv was like, you know what? And I was the driver. And then Kayla chimed in and she was like, yeah, and I was the passenger. And they were all just like laughing about how they kicked off Andrea. Literally while Andrea's sitting right behind them.
Were they laughing or they were just like admitting their
No, they
part?
were like, they kept chirping and then like laughing. It was like pretty awkward.
I wish Andrea would have stood up for herself a little more. Like, you know what? I left the island thinking I had this huge connection. I didn't know he was gonna go on and like just bounce right back and like put his mouth into on everyone else's lip. Like I
It's like we didn't watch the same reunion. She literally talked and said all of that stuff.
no, but she didn't say it in a way like get off my case. Like I'm not delusional.
Yeah.
Like oh, you got the ick from my videos? I got the ick from you having sex on camera with some rando. Like I wish you would have like gut
Yeah.
punched them.
It's hard to stand up for yourself when the whole internet hates you for talking.
But
So
maybe
it's like
it'll turn
she's
it.
like, huh?
Maybe if she stood up and like stepped on his neck, people would be like, all right,
People
I like this chick.
probably they probably would have thought she was annoying again. Like,
No, you gotta stand up for the truth because you know what? Rob is a walking ick. So, oh, you don't like my videos? Oh, yeah? Well, I don't like your drama.
I mean, I could see why they got along. They're both icks.
When they were on, when Leah was telling Aaron, like, you know, you weren't even whatever, like, you were more mad and it had nothing to do with you. And you're like, what are you? She goes, what are you, a bitch? She
Oh,
told Aaron. That's so uncalled for.
yeah. Wait, Leah also chimed in on something else that I was like, that wasn't it.
I'm sorry, but it's not funny sometimes.
Well, yeah, we know Miguel doesn't like that. She
Yeah,
literally
she
told
said
her.
and she did this whole thing about apologizing to Rob for calling him that, and then she goes and calls Aaron that. Like, that's not cool. You can't talk to people like that. I mean, you can, but it's gross.
Uh,
She's like, "Oh, are you whatever, or are you just a little bitch?"
she said that? I don't remember that.
Yes, she said that, and I was like, "Whoa, I can't believe you just did that." Because now your apology to Rob went out the window. Because now
Right.
you haven't learned.
Uh,
When she was talking about how Aaron stood up for Rob when they voted Andrea off, that Aaron was so like bitchy about Leah. How could they do
oh,
that? She's
yeah.
like, "What are you, whatever, or you're a bitch?"
Yeah.
Not cool.
She can get out of place sometimes.
Not cool.
Yeah.
And I didn't see Miguel and Rob. I don't think they talk very much.
Yeah, why didn't they ask them a couple questions?
Exactly.
I don't know. I heard some rumors that it was like a ton of drama between Kayla and Aaron, so maybe they messed up the whole reunion flow.
Kayla, I can't. She's just too much.
She needs to just stop.
She needs to stop. I can't wait for
Because
yeah, I can't wait for Summer House to come back though. Like Love Island's over.
I know when they were like in the very beginning putting all the clips on there again,
Yeah.
I kind of got nostalgic. It was like as if I
Aw,
lived it.
I know. I'm excited to see where everyone ends up. Yeah. Amazing. Best show. Great
I know, when are
season.
we ever going to see them again?
On Cheez It
Like just on the
commercial.
internet?
I'm sure they'll have some projects. I saw Miguel have a video of like him going into like some sort of like building studio. I don't know what. So maybe he's doing something there. I don't know what. Maybe he'll do like fitness.
Like really cute relationships, so hopefully they work out.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good. So thank you, Love Island USA.
Yeah, thank you for my summer.
Thank you for all the beautiful conversations about love and relationships.
Yeah, beautiful conversations.
And we'll see next season. They're going to do summer games. I never watched that. I don't like those kind of shows, but
Yeah, I don't really have interest in that.
yeah, maybe they'll be on that, but I don't know.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's all we have for you. See you
yeah.
next time. Bye.
Bye.